Hi, and thanks for joining. It's Patty from pspapercrafts, and I want to show you how to make this beautiful, elegant fall card. I'm using copper foil and then this leaf fall 3D embossing folder. I love this embossing folder. I actually love embossing folders. I hope you can see it well. It has just this kind of sprawl of leaves across it. So this is actually the top. And we also did some heat embossing with copper embossing powder. And then on the inside, I just have some leaves. So the stamp for the sentiment and the inside is from the Hello Harvest stamp set. So let's get started. I have my pieces. I have a basic black card base, and then I have a layer of very vanilla, which I haven't used in a long time. And then I have my copper foil. Now I'll have all my measurements on my blog, pspapercrafts.com. You can go and get them there. Let me get my machine out. This is the Stampin' Up! Die cutting and embossing machine. And when you're using a 3D embossing folder, and that's the kind of hard one, you can't bend it. And you also see 3D embossing folder. You use the sandwich is the base plate, and then the number 4, which is for 3D embossing folders. So I'm just going to get the folder out, and typically I run it along the line, but I want this bottom leaf. I want to go all the way down, and I want most of it embossed, and then just this little area for my sentiment open. Okay, put the fold in this way, and then just run it through. Very easy, and such a beautiful result. I love embossing. So here we have it. Hope it's not too shiny, but isn't that beautiful? And I like the copper for the fall. I think that's a great fall kind of color. So let's put this aside. And now let's get our sentiment done. So I am using, again, the Hello from the Hello Harvest. It's a nice big size Hello. And I'm going to emboss it with copper embossing powder. So I want to get my embossing buddy. These are back, yay. And I'm just going to rub it to keep the static away so that the powder doesn't get stuck where I don't want it. And then I'm using my Versamark ink. And I'm just going to ink it up right here. Okay. And then I want to get my new little set of tools here. So excited about this. And I'll get my copper embossing powder. And I'm just going to pour it over. And you'll see that it sticks to where I stamped. Okay, if you have some excess anywhere, you can just use this little brush and take it off. But we're good. So let's put this on top, and then later I'll pour it through this right back into this. It's pretty cool. And now we want to heat emboss this. So we've got the nice little tweezers. And let me just get my heat tool. I will silence it for this so that you don't have to listen to it. Now the way you can tell if it's done is if you look at it at all angles and it's nice and shiny. If it's not shiny, that means that the embossing powder has not melted fully. So you want to go back and heat it again. So now I'm using the dual oval punch, and I just want the top one. And I tried to be aware of where I was stamping so that I would be able to just punch it right out. And this is actually for a challenge where I had to make a fall card using a punch. So, excuse me, here we have it. Still trying to get rid of that little cough I have. Okay, so we have our pieces, and now we just have to put it together. So I'm going to use liquid glue and just put it down, get a good amount here, because it is a little curved. And we just have this little pop of the very vanilla around it. It's a very small border, and I like the liquid glue because it just gives you that time to kind of maneuver it around and get it right where you want it. Okay, and then we can put this down on the card base. And you can use whatever adhesive you like. Isn't that pretty though? I think it's so elegant is the word that comes to mind. Okay, and then I want to just put this down with some dimensionals, and then I tied a bow with this baker's twine. So we'll just put a few of these dimensionals down. Probably, I'll do 4. What the heck, right? Probably 3 would have done it, but I like to get it all nice and secure. And then we'll just put this down here and tie a bow with some black baker's twine. I've already gone through my white. It's nice you get a pack of 4 kind of neutral colors. And I've already gone through the white, so I have to get another pack. I like using baker's twine. It just gives it kind of a pretty loose kind of look. So let's just cut off the tails and see how this looks. I wanted it to be kind of long and flowy. Just cut it off a little bit more. There we go. So I'll just get a glue dot and put this on with the glue dot. I just thought it kind of, you know, picked up on the background having the black bow there. So here we have that, and then we'll do a little bit of, oops, I have it on my finger here. We'll do a little bit of heat embossing on the inside as well. I love the leaf in this set, so I wanted to use that. Okay, so let's do our inside. So the inside, I just have the 3 leaves, and I just think they're so pretty. So here's my inside layer. And again, I'm going to use my embossing buddy. Just wipe that off. And I did this in 2 steps. So I did 1 down the center. And you can't really see it. So you want to heat emboss this, and then we'll come back and do the other 2. So I'll do the same thing as I did before. Just pour some on. And we'll heat this one up. Again, I want to check and make sure it's all nice and shiny. And now we'll do these other 2 pieces, or other 2 leaves. So we'll just do 1 like this. And I think I'm a little bit off center. Oops. And if I want, I can just trim down this side to make it more even, but I think it'll be okay. So let's get this back out. See a little bit over here. Okay, so let's put this aside and get this done. Let's check it out. Looks good. I am going to get my trimmer and just trim this down so it looks a little more even. Now you don't have to do this. I just want to kind of make sure it's a little bit more even. A little bit more even. And you won't even notice it when I put it in the card. Okay, so let's get our card. See, you won't even notice that. You could take some off the bottom if you wanted to as well, but I think we're okay. So let's just take, I'm going to use my snail, and this you also want to have a good amount on so that it's not curved. When you heat emboss, a lot of times I'll heat emboss from behind. It does kind of warp the paper a little bit. So you want to make sure your adhesive holds it down nice. Okay, there we have it. So these are the cards. I think they're really pretty, and again, I said elegant. I think that's my key word for this card. I will be using this also on regular cardstock to see how it looks. I'm sure it'll be beautiful. But thanks so much for joining, and come back for another video. Have a good day.